All right, welcome everybody to Coffee with Markus. If you are a trader or if you're interested in trading, then this show is for you because my goal is to give you here practical information, tips, tricks, and strategies that you can use in your trading right away. So good to see you. Today is Monday, May 18th. It is episode 40 of Coffee with Markus. Boy, it got hot here in Austin, Texas. Today we hit 93 degrees. And hey, looking at the markets, it's getting hot in the markets too. So today the markets are moving a lot. We'll take a look at this and we'll show a look at the three things that are moving the markets today. Also, really busy. I will show you what to expect this week. We'll talk about my Tastyworks account that I opened last week and started funding on Friday. Based on what you told me to fund it with, I made a decision Friday afternoon, and I want to talk to you about this. We'll review my positions that I currently have in my portfolio, and I will show you the new position that I wanted to enter today. We'll also talk about my idea about the earnings strangle, the trading strategy that I'm working on. I have some new insights for you that I want to share with you here today. Anyhow, so excited to get started. As you can see, wow. This is a lot that we need to go through. So let's get started right away. Looking at the markets. Oh boy, we are hitting Monday off. I mean, with a bang, the Dow is up 4%, almost 1,000 points. Right now, 950 points, and we have 30 minutes left in the trading session here. So what is happening? Just looking at this morning, we already opened with the gap up. And ever since, it is up, and away for the Dow. Now, the Dow is the strongest market today, but also very similar in the S&P 500, as you can see, now up almost 100 points. The Nasdaq is a little bit slacking today, but hey, the Nasdaq has been the leading market for the past few weeks. As you can see, the Nasdaq almost back to the highs of the year, which are also all-time highs. But let's talk about it. What is happening? Why are the markets rallying like crazy? So there are three things that are moving the markets right now. Number one, last week, I think it was late on Friday, the House passed another stimulus bill. Now, this stimulus bill is already dead on arrival in the Senate. We know this, but it is just showing us that, yes, there will probably be a fourth stimulus. And this has been a catalyst for the market. So basically, this is where the politicians are telling us, yes, we will pump more money into the system. Now, here's another thing that happened yesterday. Fed Chairman Powell was on 60 Minutes. And so he gave an interview there and he was asked, okay, so what is happening? Is the Fed out of ammunition to respond to what is happening? And he said, no way. What we just got started. We can pump more money into the system. So Powell basically said, we will print more money. We will pump more money into the system. And he said, you know what? I believe that the economy will recover in the second half of the year. Now, this is something that thus far, nobody has said that it will be that soon. Everybody said, yeah, we will recover, but it might be a while. And now when this Fed chairman says, we might recover next year, at the end of the year, in the second half, that was a stimulus for the market. Now, one thing that Powell said yesterday, he said, however, it is super important that we get a vaccine for this virus. Guess what? This morning, Moderna came out and said, you know what? We did clinical trials and it looks really promising. We are close to possibly having a vaccine. So this is what's driving the markets here today. This is why the markets are on fire. The markets are rallying. So looking here at the VIX, the volatility index, this is where right now the fear is getting sucked out of the market because now everybody is happy and say, okay, what can possibly go wrong? Well, we'll talk about this in a moment of what can go wrong and what can send the market south again. But you see the VIX at 28.7 here at almost at lows for the past few weeks. So looking at the economic calendar, what is happening this week? Well, again, yesterday, the red flag report, Fed Chair Powell was speaking. Super important that this is what the markets are reacting to today. We have G7 meetings starting tomorrow, and we have Fed Chair Powell testifying. I believe it's in front of the Senate or the House. Not quite sure, together with Secretary, how do you pronounce this name? Anyhow, so before the Senate. He is actually speaking and testifying. And here's the important thing. It is very important that he doesn't backpedal based on what he said yesterday. See, if he is testifying in front of the Senate, said, yeah, well, I think I was a little bit too optimistic, that could send the markets down. And as you can see, he is speaking again on Thursday. So it seems that this week all eyes are on Powell, and this is what we'll see. So yes, it is possible that the markets will bounce back, but today the markets are just happy as can be, with the Dow up almost 1,000 points for the day. So is this making sense thus far? I just want to give you a brief overview so that you know what to expect. Why are the markets up today? So my goal is here in really 5 minutes to show you what's happening, what can we expect this week, what will the markets do, and we see that we are getting close to the resistance here at 24,750. So the highs that we had recently were actually at, exactly there. 24,764 was the high. And look at this, we're only 100 points away. It can happen going into the close. Let me just come to you for a moment to see if there are a few comments or questions that I can answer right now. And yeah, you trade today and tomorrow is up again. I will show you exactly what I did today. I will show you in a moment exactly what my positions are doing. And yes, Hertz is almost up 20%. We will talk about Hertz because this is one of the positions that I'm in. And you pronounce it Manuchin. Okay, if you say so. I call him Stevie. How about that? Anyhow, good. All right, so let's actually dive in and take a look at the positions that I currently have in the market. Want to share my account with you. So this is one of my accounts that I'm trading. And here there are, I am still selling some puts according to the Theta Kings. Now, why am I still selling some puts? Again, looking at the VIX last week, this is where we saw that we were almost as high as 40. And whenever we are above 30, I like to sell puts. I like to sell options because usually option premiums are high. Now, today, all the three positions are doing really, really well. Let's talk about, let's actually start with CAR. So CAR is the last position, right now up $1,400. As you can see, today I'm up $1,800 unrealized. Thus far, $2,700. So this is an account that I started 8 weeks ago as $25,000, now up to almost $43,000. So let's take a look at CAR and my position that I have here. Now with CAR, I have a $7 put. So you see here, the idea is that CAR stays above $7 until June 19th. And when it does, I would collect a full $3,000 on this trade. My profit target is to make $2,100. So I'm not greedy, because this is one thing that the markets taught me. When you are greedy, the markets will take money away from you. This is why, as you know, I always like to trade what I see, not what I think. And this is why we have coffee here together. Let me just take a sip and then we take a look at the positions again. That's good. Okay, so the idea here is that we are buying the option back for 15 cents. I sold it for 60 cents. Let's see where we are right now. So the last here with CAR was 45 cents that it was traded. So we still have some room. So again, I'm looking for $2,100 thus far, $1,400 thus far. American Airlines is another trade that I have. Let's take a look at American Airlines here. Selling another put, and this is according to the Theta King strategy that I've been trading. Oops, and I need to share my desktop. Here we go. So with American Airlines, I sold the 6 put. So basically, I want American Airlines to stay above $6 until June 5th. Again, I'm looking here for to make around $1,250 per on this trade here. So also this good, $1,250. Thus far, up $782. So getting close to realizing the profit that I want to do, that I want to realize there. So today, American Airlines up 8.6%. Of course, when there are rumors about a vaccine, this is when the airline industry or the travel industry takes off again. Hey, is this making sense thus far? Because if it is, do me a favor. click on like really quick to let me know that this is interesting before I continue going through the positions. Because honestly, if you don't like it and if this is boring for you, then we'll talk about something else. We'll talk about whatever, right? So we can take a look at more of my positions here so that you see what I'm currently in, the positions that I'm in, and also what I'm planning to do right now. So the trade that I wanted to enter today, the trade that I did enter today, and we can talk about the Hertz trade and some other positions that I have in my account. But let me know if you like it. If so, click on like. You know the drill. Because the reason why I'm asking for the likes is the more likes I see, the more I do this, what I'm doing right now, because then I think that this is interesting for you. Okay, good. So let's talk about the last trade in this particular account, and then we switch over to another account. I have a total of 8 accounts. So today we will take a look at 3 of my 8 accounts. Anyhow, so here is the Hertz trade. Now the Hertz trade, this is definitely a little bit more risky trade. And here is the trade that I'm doing on Hertz. Now, as you know, Hertz right now, it is possible for Hertz to go bankrupt. So, however, I did sell the 150 put for 40 cents, and I did that on Friday. So here the idea is that we are staying above $1.50 until May 29th, which is a pretty short fuse. And thus far it is looking good. Today, Hertz is up 20%. So let's talk about it. Why is Hertz up? And again, here I'm looking on this trade around $1,400. So as you can see, the 3 trades here, I think one trade was looking at $1,500, $1,400, $1,250. So if all of these trades are working out, hey, I'll be a very, very happy camper. So what is happening with Hertz today? Why are they up 20%? Well, they hire, as you can see here, they hired Paul Stone as the new CEO. So the previous CEO was Catherine Marinello, and Catherine Marinello stepped down, or was stepped down, right? And so Paul Stone is the new CEO. Now, with Hertz, there's a deadline this Friday with creditors. And Hertz has to come to an agreement with its creditors by Friday. If they don't, they might have to file for bankruptcy next week. So why are they rallying today? Well, I personally believe it's a good sign if there is a new CEO, because I'm pretty sure that Hertz and the board and the management team has talked to the creditors and say, listen, guys, here's what we are planning to do. Catherine, the old CEO, I think, yeah, her name was Catherine, is out. We're bringing a new guy in. This is what the new guy is planning to do. And you see, I don't think that they would hire a new CEO if they're planning to file for bankruptcy next week, right? I mean, if you were Paul Stone, right, if you were the CEO, would you say yes if you knew that next week the company is going under? Of course not. So I see this as a good sign, and so do other traders. This is why right now Hertz is up 20%, which is, of course, helping our position here. So again, today, for today, up $1,800. Overall, unrealized $2,700. And these are the positions that I'm in according to the Theta King strategy, where I am selling puts and betting that stocks are staying above a certain level. Is this making sense thus far? Because if it is, do me a favor, click on like. And if you do have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you're watching this live right now, feel free to leave them in the chat, and I'll take a look at the comments here in just a moment. Now, Amit is asking an excellent question. What is the use of opening so many accounts? And I will talk about that in just a moment, of why I do have that many accounts. But let's take a look at another account and a few other positions that I have here. So I'm going to switch over to another account right here. And this is where I have 3 positions right now. I have EQT, I have stocks, I have the put option on EQT. This is where I'm betting on a falling market, and I have a Wal-Mart strangle. Now let's talk about EQT first. So as you know, I have a group, a private mastermind group with traders where I trade personally. And this is what we did last week. So last week we traded together. Whenever we trade together, I use one of my smaller accounts. It's a $10,000 account. Actually, I think there's $25,000 in there, but I treat it like a $10,000 account. And this is where we are taking trades according to the Power X optimizer. Now, as you know, I've written a book, The Power X Strategy, and if you don't have the book yet, I'll be happy to send it to you for free. All I ask is that you pay for shipping and handling, which is $4.95. Now you can buy the book on Amazon for probably 25 bucks or something like this, or you can go to my website and there's probably a link somewhere here or below, and I'll be happy to ship it to you for free. Anyhow, around this strategy, the Power X strategy, I asked a development team to program a software for me, which is called the Power X Optimizer. Now, every single day, here's what the software does. It combs through all the stocks that are available, which is, I think, like 9,000 or 10,000 stocks, and finds the best stocks and options to trade according to that strategy. So this is where last week we had Eqt coming up as a short trade. So let me just show you what it looks like. So here, the idea was to go short at $13.14, betting that Eqt is falling some more. Now, as you can imagine, when the markets are rallying, usually short stocks are not doing very well. But here's the interesting thing. Let's actually take a look at Eqt. Eqt, even on a day where the Dow is now up, now the Dow is up 1,000 points. Wow, look at this. Even where this is up, this stock is only up 1%. So there's a good sign that there's still weakness in the stock. And you see, I have my first profit target here at $11.11, and then the second profit target at $6.60. So this is one of the stocks. It's hanging in there, not making a whole lot of money right now. But the idea here is to make probably a few $100s, like $500-600 on this one. So this is Eqt, and in the same account, in the smaller account here, I placed a Wal-Mart strangle. Now let's talk about this for a moment, and let me just come back to the camera. So I want to talk a little bit more about my idea of selling strangles right before earnings. So Wal-Mart is reporting earnings tomorrow morning, and this is why today I entered a strangle. And let me show you exactly what I do. As you know, this is a trading idea that I've been working on. Right now, I've placed around 9 or 10 trades, and I'm still testing it to see if I can turn this trading idea into a valid trading strategy. So let's take a look at Wal-Mart so that you see what my idea is. Again, Wal-Mart is reporting earnings tomorrow morning before the bell. And this is where I decided to sell a call way above the current market. Wal-Mart is trading at 128, so at 138, and at the same time selling a put for $117. So I sold this. Let me write it down here for you. So I sold the 138 call and the 117 put for 85 cents. So this means it is $85 per option. Now, you have seen it. Usually, I like to trade larger size, but since I'm testing the idea right now, I'm only testing it with one option. Usually, my trade size is around 30 to 40 options, so this would be around $2,400 to $3,000 that I'm looking to make with the trade. And the bet is that by tomorrow, Wal-Mart will still be somewhere in between there, so that tomorrow I can sell or can buy this back. So my profit target here, to show you, my profit target is 70% of 85 cents. And let's see, if we take 85 or $85, we can do this times 7. So I want to make $60. So my profit target is $60 that I want to make on this trade. So this means that I should be able to buy it back. Okay, so buy the option back at 25 cents. And that is the idea. That's what I want to do tomorrow after Wal-Mart reports earnings. Again, the idea here is that today volatility is high because nobody knows what will Wal-Mart report tomorrow. And this is why there's some uncertainty in the market. And whenever there's uncertainty, this is when option premiums are high. And as long as we stay right here in between 138 and 117, we should be just fine and premium should collapse. And this is the idea. Thus far, I've been doing it 8 times, and 8 times it has worked like a charm. I'm planning to test it for at least over 30 trades. So this will here be trade number 9 that I'm doing with this. Thus far, everything has been a winning trade. So let's take a look at this position. I entered it this morning, and thus far, it is doing okay. We're up $28. Keep in mind, my goal here is to make $60. So we're already halfway there after only a few hours. So I entered this trade this morning at 9:30 Eastern time, and right now it is 3:50 Eastern time. So within a few hours, I was already able to make half of my money here. So what I also did this morning, and this is what I want to share with you, is I was starting to look at a tool because, let's see, let me just bring up my handy dandy notepad to show you my trading idea here that I have and the 4 steps of what exactly I do to go from idea to actually trading strategy. So here we go, and let me also, oh, it's only the iPad. You'll see me in a moment. So there's the 4 things, a trading idea. Then I'm testing it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm coming up with the tools, with the rules, and then also the tools. And this is what I've been working on a little bit today. So an earnings calculator. And while doing it, here is what I found. So this is a very, very, very rough draft that I'm showing you here, but I hope this helps. So looking at Wal-Mart, what my earnings strangle calculator does here is that it is calculating the ideal strike prices, right? So which strike prices should I trade to be on the safe side here? So what should be the call right here, right? Where I came up with 138, what should be the put? So this where I also saw, okay, I can get 85 cents. So the idea here is, as you can see, my profit target, this is pretty much what I already told you right now on the screen. So I just put this here into a little Excel spreadsheet right now, only for myself, because I'm still testing the idea here. And so the profit target is $60. Now, this is a 2-day trade. This is a 2-day trade, so meaning that I would make $30 in a day. And again, $30 is not exciting at all. So this is where right now, honestly, I'm evaluating whether this strategy is making sense. Because you see, I have a goal per day based on an account size. So if I have a $20,000 account, I want to make at least $60 per day. If I have a $40,000 account, I want to make at least $120 a day. If I have a larger account like $300,000, I want to make $900 a day. So you see, it's very important that I hit my goals to make it worthwhile to have this risk. So I was looking at a $20,000 account, and this is where I realized I could only trade one option to be on the safe side. So I would only make $30. So here's the deal. Right now, I will pursue the testing, but I'm a little bit concerned that the way I have been trading it, I cannot make enough money with it. I mean, based on my goals. Your goals might be different, but for me, my goals is to make 0.3% per position, and I'm planning to have multiple positions in the account. Anyhow, so I'm just letting you look over my shoulder so that you know what I'm thinking and how I'm going from trading idea, if we should look at this here, from trading idea over testing to the rules of the strategy and the actual tools. Now, before we talk a little bit more about this trade, let me ask you this. Is this making sense? Is this helpful at all? Because you know the drill. If it is helpful, click on like, because this way I do more videos like this. And if you don't like it, then don't click on like. But I'm using the likes to gauge which videos are the most important for you, because my goal is here to give you practical information that you can use in your trading right away, whether you are new to trading or you have been trading for a while. If you're new to trading, it might be worth looking at the Options 101 that I created for you. It's free. There's a playlist, probably somewhere, a link in the description or somewhere on the left-hand side. So if you're completely new to options, do that before you go into this a little bit more advanced strategies. But hey, if this makes sense, then we will talk more about this, and also make sure that you subscribe to this channel, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video or I go live. Now, in a moment, I will also talk about a new trade that I tried to enter today and the Tastyworks account that I opened, but I need a sip of coffee first. And then also we take some time to look at your questions here and your comments, because I see that many comments are flying in, so I really appreciate it. We will take a look at that in a moment and then probably revisit a few things. I just want to keep it fast-paced here, and usually we are together for 45 minutes, and you know, time is flying like this. So let's talk about the Tasty Trade account. Okay, so as you know, last week I opened a Tasty Trade account, and then when I asked you, how much money should I put into this account? And I created a poll and asked you, okay, you let me know how much should I put in the account. Here are the results of the poll. 240 people responded. 43% said $10,000. 38% said $25,000. 19% said $5,000. So on Friday, 2 days ago, I wired the first $10,000 into this account. It hasn't cleared just yet. So I don't know, it's probably because it's a brand new account. But here is what I did on Friday. So on Friday, I did look at this poll and I realized, oh my God, 81% of you would like me to see to trade a $10,000 account or a $25,000 account. And here's what I decided to do. And I hope that you're okay with it. So I decided to wire an additional $10,000 in the account. So yes, I'm funding the account with $20,000. And here's why. I thought if I put $20,000 in there, I will definitely please everybody who said, hey, put $10,000 in there. And you see, whenever I enter a trade and I trade, for example, 200 stocks, you would just trade 100 stocks. So it's super easy to go from 20,000 to 10,000. So this way we can still trade together. And all you would do if you have a smaller account is that you use a smaller position size. And then I thought, there's still 38% of people, 38% who wanted a $25,000 account. So I thought, hey, maybe $20,000 is a good compromise. And I hope that you're okay with it. Let me know if you're okay with it. Either hit like or leave a comment and say if it is okay that I funded this account now with $20,000. And again, as of now, it is not yet cleared. So we might have to wait another day or two until the money shows up in the account. Let me just show you right now. You see the option buying power was only $1,000, stock buying power $2,000. So this is something, let me just share my desktop here. That's something that Tastyworks gave me right away. They said, while the money is on its way, and it's ACH, so it should be there, no idea why not. This is where we already give you some money to trade. And I did place a trade with it, and I want to talk to you about this trade here in just a moment. I just hope that this is cool with you, that I did deviate a little bit from the plan and funded it with $20,000. And again, these wires have not hit yet. I'm a little bit surprised. Again, maybe because it's the first time. Usually it's happening within a day. And they said if I do it before 2 p.m. Central Time, it should be the same day. I assume it's because it's a new account. Okay, so let's talk about the trade that I placed in that account already today. So this is a trade according to the Power X optimizer. So again, the Power X optimizer is the software that I personally use to find the best stocks and options to trade. When I ran the scanner today, 4 stocks came up as potential buys. 3 of them were buys, 1 was a sell. ADT was one of the buys. GPRE was another one. IMMR was the next one. And then PRPL, Purple Innovation, was the 4th one. Now, out of these 4 trades, I personally liked GPRE the best. So GPRE, Power X Optimizer told me to buy it at $6.35. Now let's take a look at GPRE and what happened here this morning. So GPRE this morning, let me just go to a 5-minute chart, open up already up here at $6.80 and then up and away. And here's one of the things, I personally do not like chasing trades. So this is why I thought, I let the stock trade go. That is absolutely fine. And since the Tastyworks account here with $20,000 is a smaller account, I promise you that I anyhow will mainly trade options in it. So this is where I use Power X Optimizer and look what option here is interesting. And this is where I saw, you know what, we have two possible options that we can trade. The ITM, the conservative one, and the ATM, the medium aggressive one. I chose to trade this, ITM conservative, so the 6 call, and I wanted to trade, you see, Power X Optimizer makes it really super easy for me. It tells me exactly the expiration, it tells me exactly the strike price, whether I should trade a call or put, and the maximum price that I should be paying for this option. And you see, this is super important because you don't want to overpay for an option. You know that I do both. I buy options and I sell options. When options are overpriced, I like to sell them. So when I'm buying options, I want to make sure that I'm getting a fair price and I'm not overpaying for an option. So the idea here was to buy this option for a maximum of 92 cents. Now, I like to trade in 5-cent increments, so I rounded it down to 90. And here's what you see. Activity. You see the GPRE right now is a working order. I actually was planning to trade 4 options here since this is a smaller account. I was planning to trade 4 options. And again, if you have a $10,000 account, you would trade 2 options. And I said, I'm willing to pay a maximum of 90 cents. Right now, it's at $1.75. So this is a trade that just was up and away. And you know, that's fine with me. I do not like to chase trades. You will see, today we had 4 stocks that I could consider, and I decided on one. Tomorrow, the software Power X Optimizer will probably give me another 2 to 8 stocks, and I can pick another 1 or 2. That's the beautiful thing about trading. There are new opportunities every single day. We don't have to chase trades. So if for whatever reason the market would have come back, I would have gotten filled, but hey, we ended today on a high. I mean, GPRE and the markets were just up and away. And okay, that is a trade that I don't like to chase. I will find more trades tomorrow and I will place more trades. Now, I'm still right now formulating my plan of what exactly I will do with this particular account, with the Tastyworks account where I put now $20,000 in that hopefully clear tomorrow. And I will definitely keep you posted. So right now I'm still writing down some ideas of how I would like to trade the account because my goal is to see how quickly can I make $2,000 in this account. And if you like this idea of following me along of while I'm trading this account, click on like and also make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the little notification bell because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video and whenever I show you some of the trades that I do here so that you see what exactly I'm planning to do to grow this account. Hope that helps. All right, now I know that we went through a lot today. My gosh, we looked at the markets, we looked at the economic calendar, we looked at the Tastyworks account, we reviewed positions, and I see that there's a lot of comments coming in right now. So this is where right now I want to go back to your comments. This is why I'm looking at the other screen and want to make sure that I answer some of the questions here. Okay, yes, the stock market rock. And seems like we end up here each trading day. I wonder why. Hey, I don't know. I love talking about the markets. If you love hearing about my thoughts on the markets, let's just meet and have a coffee together. I'm enjoying spending some time with you here. Good. So good to see everybody here. Yeah. Have the markets completely decoupled from reality. 25% are unemployed and we are rallying, but hey, you know the drill. Trade what you see, not what you think, right? And this is what we see right now. So we'll see. Osman, subtitles, we can do this after the fact. While I am live, I don't know if it is possible to do subtitles. So this here is a live show. I should actually put on this little ticker. We are live. And while we are live, we cannot do the subtitles. Anyhow. Good. Jim says, I'm digging out of a managed portfolio of mine. I took over. Is there, oops, let me just see. Is there an issue of setting a profit target and a trailing stop loss? I have 50 plus stocks to dig out from a loss. No, That's what I would do. So here's, Jim, it's a great question, right? So especially when you're taking something over, here's how I would approach it. And again, please know that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just using your example here as a teaching lesson of what I would do. I would look at every single position and I would look at it and say, okay, knowing what I know now, would I still get into the position today? And if you say, oh yeah, that is still a great trade, yes, I would do it again. Then keep it and yes, apply a profit target and a stop loss. However, if you look at a position and you say, oh dear Lord, I mean, if I had a choice today, I would not get into the position at this price. Then I would cut it loose. Because sometimes it's easier to free up the margin in your account for new trades, for better opportunities, than holding on to losing trades. I mean, we talked about a few of those. You see, this were, for example, I believe that trades like Chesapeake, right? I mean, it's just bad. So they bounced back a little bit today. But overall, if you look at this, I mean, they have been going down, 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 down. I mean, look at this. There is basically, I mean, knowing what you know now, would you still hold on to this trade? Or we talked about companies like Macy's, right? Who missed the times of going online. Compare this Macy's and JCPenney, for example. Yeah, compare these retailers to others like Wal-Mart and Target, right? Who took their business online and really rallied here. They even thrived through this pandemic. So this is how I would approach it. If you are taking it over, just look at it and say, okay, should I just cut them loose and realize the loss? And then, yes, digging yourself out of this. Okay, good. So let's see. What other questions do we have? Wayne, VIX below 30, time for the Power X strategy. Yes, this is what I have been trading last week and what I'm also doing this week. I think it looks good. So we shall see. We shall see. Okay. So Edward says, enjoy the summary since it's very relative. Yeah, I do a quick, brief 5-minute summary here. Okay. So Mark is asking, what's the strategy when the VIX keeps bouncing under and over? This is when I still do both. You see, as it was bouncing around, Mark, last week, I did trade the Power X strategy and I sold puts. So while it is still around, you can do both. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I thought I'm showing you live here what I'm doing and hope that it helps. So what sectors have the most liquid stocks? I don't think that you should go by sector. I personally don't go by sector. Here's what I like to do. I mean, honestly, in order to trade with the Power X Optimizer, I look for stocks that have at least 200,000, maybe 500,000 traded a day. Depending on how much size you trade, you might want to look for stocks that are trading with at least 500,000 to 1 million shares per day. But I would really not look at sectors per se. I'll look at individual stocks here. Okay. Amit is asking, how is trading with the Heitkoetter method? Well, the Heitkoetter method is what is called volume spread analysis. For me personally, too complicated. Now, I have a good friend, Gavin Holmes, who has been trading according to it for a long, long time. I mean, Gavin and I, we go back probably 10, 12 years. He loves it. I can't make sense of it. And you see, this is where it's an important thing. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. And you see, this is why here I'm sharing with what I do. And I'm not saying, oh, you need to trade exactly the way how I trade. Otherwise, you never make money and you lose all your hair. And I don't know. You get the idea, right? So I'm just sharing what works with me. And if you use these ideas and it helps you to make money and it works for you, great. Good. So Diesel is asking, if we miss getting into a Power X trade at the opening, how do we adjust for the trade to get in? Do we have to cancel and start over? You see, this morning, for example, GPRE ran away from me. And then is where I say, okay, if it comes back, great. If it doesn't come back, I'll look for another trade tomorrow. I personally, and I hope that this is why it helped you, that I showed the exact trade GPRE, that I personally do not like chasing the trades here. Caleb is asking, have you ever tried a scalping strategy? Oh, yeah. When I'm day trading futures, which I don't do right now, but I did it earlier this year and last year and the years before, I like scalping strategies when trading futures markets. This day trading really short, in and out, right? I mean, this is where we are talking about just for a few dollars, but it's fun. It's fun. Yes, I have been doing it, and I'm doing it. And I just call you C, if that's okay. Okay. C, are these trades naked puts? Yes. So I'm doing a mixture. I'm trading. I'm buying calls and puts. So right now the EQT trade is where I bought a put. This morning I tried to buy a call, and these trades that you have seen were naked puts. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I see all this great feedback. Thanks. Thank you for all of this. Okay. Ziad is asking, are we in danger with UTZ? I don't know what trade you're talking about. Don't know. Don't know what UTZ is. Do you mean HTZ, Hertz? I mean, today it's up 20%. I do not see how we can be in danger. Sama. Oh my gosh, Sama, you have been amazing about encouraging everybody to hit the like button. Sama, would you like to have a mug? I would like to send you one of my mugs. Please do me a favor. Send me your name, or send your name and email address to Nicole at rockwelltrading.com. Nicole, Nicole at rockwelltrading.com. Sama, this is for you. Just say, I'm Sama, and I will send you one of these mugs because I like your enthusiasm. Really appreciate it. Okay. So, I don't know what you mean yet with UTZ. I don't trade UTZ at this point. Okay, so I promise that I will get back to you. What is the use of opening so many accounts? Here's what I do. So one of the accounts that I have is my bread and butter account. This is the big account, right? This is where I do most of my trading in, that I do for my personal income. Then whenever I test a trading idea, I like to set aside a different account, just because for testing, I set aside a budget. We talked about it. For example, for the idea, the testing idea of the earnings, I set aside a budget of $2,000. So using a small account, a $10,000 account here to trade that idea, if I lose $2,000 while I'm testing this idea, not a big deal. But I don't want to commingle this with my bread and butter trade. Now, recently I thought I will open another account because I haven't opened an account in a while, and I wanted to do it with a different broker. Most of my accounts are with interactive brokers. I also have accounts with Nadex. I have accounts with Infinity Futures. And since last week, I have an account with Tastyworks. I just want to see, is Tastyworks a great platform? So you know that I compared 4 brokers, and I decided to go with Tastyworks. If you're interested in my comparison, there's a video where I compare the best brokers, or what I think based on my criteria, and we'll probably post a link here in the description. So no, you do not need to have multiple accounts. I do it because I have enough money. It's not a big deal for me to open another account. This way, it's a bit easier for me to keep it separated. Otherwise, I'm the kind of person who gets easily confused. Trust me on this one. And so this is why it helps me to keep it separate here. But you don't need that. Absolutely. Okay, Eduardo says, I can buy 11 million shares of Hertz. Well, he probably knows what he's doing. I mean, he has been very successful, but who knows? So he's supporting Hertz. Okay, good. All right. So, Nicole, yes, this is where you can get the books. If you would like to have a copy of the book, I'll be happy to send it to you for free. It's like 160 pages. It's really easy to read. It's a hard copy, so it's not one of these flimsy soft copies. On Amazon, it sells for $24.95 or something like this. But if you cover shipping and handling, which is $4.95, I'll be happy to ship you a book. And here's the link. Good. Thanks, Nicole. Okay, Todd is asking, would you sell a strangle for Wal-Mart ahead of earnings tomorrow? Yes, I did. So I think we already talked about it. Let me just quickly recap. So on Wal-Mart, I did sell the 138 call and 117 put for 85 cents. And thus far, I'm halfway there. I'm planning to make $60 with it. Again, just trading a one lot right now as I'm testing this strategy. And I'm already at $30 here. So it's looking good. I'm happy with this. Todd, great question. Good. So, what else do we have here? Okay, and Kathy is asking about the link to the video where I show my trading routine. It's called mytradingroutine.com. Mytradingroutine.com, and I see that Nicole has already posted it here. Okay. So Alvaro is asking, what would be a strategy to have a stop loss, a stop profit for options? You see, this is a very broad question. It really, really, really depends. You see, when I'm selling options, this is when my profit target is 70% of the premium that I received, as you can see right here. So this is what I'm doing on the Wal-Mart strangle, where I'm selling a call and a put, and this is what I'm also doing on the other ones like Hertz, Car, and American Airlines, right? So here, that is this. Now, if I'm trading according to the Power X strategy, the stop loss and profit target is defined by the software. This is where the software helps me and tells me how much should the option be worth once the stock hits the profit target and how much when I'm getting stopped out. So it really depends, and Alvaro, so this is a very, very broad question, and I have to answer it with, it depends. Okay. So Todd, how do you calculate the strike price for the strangle? Right now, I'm looking at 10% above and below, and I don't know if this is the best thing to do, and here's why. So Todd, this is what I've showed you earlier. By doing this, it is super safe. This is why thus far every single of these trades has been a winning trade, but it also leads to a very small premium. So I might change this and be a little bit more aggressive as I'm testing this strategy. So we'll see. Well, Wal-Mart is reporting tomorrow before earnings. We shall see. Okay. Mr. PK, at what exact time did you do the Wal-Mart strategy? Opening today? Yeah, it was in the first 10 minutes. It was in the first 10 or 15 minutes. Don't know exactly. So it was already my plan to do it this morning, and I was just waiting. Where does Wal-Mart open to look at the strike prices? And then I pretty much entered it right away. So it was shortly after the open. Oh, Saqib says, did also a Wal-Mart strangle. Good luck with that. We'll see what happens, right? Okay. So Richard, Mr. PK, Todd, yeah, it's 10% above and below the current market, subject to change. Right now, I'm still testing the idea, and it seems that I need to go a little bit narrower so that I can get enough premium here. Okay, Michael says, well, finally, I have time to start your book. Semester is over once again. Straight A's. Congratulations, Michael. Working on electric engineering as a second bachelor. Michael, this is awesome. You know what? I want to send you a mug too. Please, Michael, send your address to Nicole at rockwelltrading.com, Nicole at rockwelltrading.com, and I'll ship you a mug. Congratulations on your straight A's. That needs to be rewarded, don't you think? Okay. All right. So I know that I'm taking two more questions. I know that we are getting a little bit longer, but there's so many great questions. So we have time for two more questions here that I want to answer really quick. And Amit is asking, what about open interest? Does it have any relation with option buying or selling? Yes, it does, but not with my trading strategies. But there are trading strategies that factor it in. For me personally, it doesn't matter. As long as I see a nice bid-ask spread, that is more important for me, that I have a tight bid-ask spread and not a bid-ask spread that is crazy. Scott, if you're watching it, if you have a bid-ask spread of 230 over 480, that is crazy, right? But if you have a bid-ask spread of 80 to over 85 cents, that for me is most important. Okay, good. Helena says, more trades possible? Okay, be happy to do this. All right. So Alvaro, why did you pick GPRE compared to the others? What criteria did you use? I will do a more detailed video on this. The three criteria that I use is I want to see that the stock has predictability, meaning that its moves are predictable. So therefore, I want to make sure that there are no gaps, and I want to see that it has nice moves to the upside and the downside over the past year. I will do a very specific video on this, most probably next, maybe towards the end of the week or next week. But it's definitely on the calendar. It is happening that I show you exactly what I'll be looking for. So we certainly do this. Hey, I know that I might not be able to get to your question. If you still have a question that I haven't answered, drop it in the comments below. Not in the live chat right now, because somehow this live chat disappears after I stop the broadcast. But in a few moments, this video will live forever on the YouTubes. That's how the YouTubes work. So leave a comment below, because Christy and I are looking at all of the comments, and Christy is answering a lot of the comments. And then if there are some that are more trading specific, I'm jumping in and says, hey, Markus, I need help with these 10 comments, and I always do it. Hey, if you enjoyed this today, I'll be back tomorrow. Don't know yet if I'll continue doing it every single day. I might scale it back to maybe 3 times a day, 3 times a week. Haven't decided yet. It really depends how much you're enjoying this. So if you're liking this, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to share this video with everybody who you think might find this video helpful. Appreciate you being there, appreciate your support, appreciate us being out, us hanging out, having a coffee together, and I'll see you again tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 Eastern time, 30 minutes before the markets close. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of the day, and make lots of money. Okay, take care, everybody.